We've come a long way from this to this. Star Wars has always been a kid-friendly franchise, but ever since Return of the Jedi, there was a longing to see more from Vader. In the original trilogy, Vader and frankly the Star Wars universe as a whole felt handicapped by its time. Darth Vader was certainly intimidating and certainly is still one of the greatest movie villains ever, but fans never saw what they knew Vader was capable of. With the Star Wars prequels and the promise of seeing the rise of Darth Vader, there was hope that we would be able to see peak Darth Vader. While we got some visually spectacular lightsaber duels, most with Anakin Skywalker, Lucas still never tapped into the potential we all knew was there. Over time, Vader popped up in video games where he pleased fans, but it just wasn't the same as seeing it in a live-action story. Disney bought Star Wars, and with the announcement of spin-off projects, there was hope again that we would be able to see the real Darth Vader. And boy, did they deliver. Even though the ending of Rogue One made most of us have to change our pants, that hallway scene only scratched the surface of Vader's potential. I mean, Darth Vader versus a bunch of rebel grunts? Of course Darth Vader's gonna win. Over the next few years, Disney doubled down on the idea that Darth Vader wasn't just a person, but an absolute tank. In stories like Star Wars Rebels and Jedi Fallen Order, we saw the Vader we always wanted to see. Vader going up against Jedi and absolutely toying with them. Vader was simply a tank you could not stop. When you fight him, there is simply no hope of winning. All you can do is try to survive. You may get the luckiest break of your life and get one measly hit on Vader, but what would follow would be either death or destruction. But even then, something was missing. Not once in Rogue One or Star Wars Rebels or Jedi Fallen Order was it personal. The only time it was personal was the duel between Vader and Ahsoka. But even in that fight, we got a Darth Vader that wasn't unbeatable. One that just for a second was emotionally compromised. But then came the OBI WAN Kenobi series. Of all the people that have caused Anakin Skywalker extreme pain and anger, none of them have even touched the rage that fills Darth Vader when he thinks about Obi Wan Kenobi. Once Darth Vader is aware that Kenobi has been found, he gets to work. He's no longer ordering the Inquisitors around, he is taking charge. When Vader lands on the planet that is the focus of Obi Wan Kenobi Episode 3, we are finally seeing that tank. Vader walking down the street without breaking a sweat manages to choke a dude, snap another dude's neck, and drag someone else through the street. This is the brutality and terror of Darth Vader. When Vader has his eyes set on you, it's over. The father of this family is dragged out of his home with the Force, seconds away from death. The man's son runs out of the building begging for mercy, and in an instant he gets his neck snapped. In the distance, we see there is a mother, having just dealt with losing what was likely her husband and her son. And the worst part is that the show doesn't treat this like it's a big deal, because to Darth Vader, it's not a big deal. Almost any time we've seen Darth Vader fight or kill someone, he doesn't care. You think Vader is going to lose sleep at night after murdering one of his Imperial officers? Nope. The only time Vader has ever cared about the person he was fighting was when he was fighting his son, and that was when Vader was at his most conflicted. Even when he was fighting his former Padawan Ahsoka Tano, I don't believe Vader would have cared if he killed her. To him, she was just another person who was in Vader's way. Someone who meant a lot to Anakin, but not Vader. But when he finds Obi-Wan, he does care. This is the man that he has been searching for 10 years. And now, after all that time, he has found him. When Obi-Wan and Vader come face to face, there's a fear in Obi-Wan's eyes. This isn't simply a fallen Anakin Skywalker. This is something else. A demon, a monster. Obi-Wan doesn't even engage him. He flees twice. Vader starts taunting Obi-Wan, telling him he can't hide. And when Obi-Wan asks what has he become, Vader says,
I am what you made me.
I am what you made me. Reminding Obi-Wan that the man that is standing in front of him was a result of his own doing. When they finally clash blades, the body language of this fight says everything. Vader not once gives a single inch during this fight. No single step backwards or miscalculation. Obi-Wan is currently on the defensive. The entire fight, Vader is only using one hand to wield his lightsaber, while Obi-Wan is using two. This tells the audience that Vader is the one who is significantly more more powerful here and more confident. Obi-Wan gets his ass handed to him. As of right now, Obi-Wan is simply no match for Vader. The ending of this fight is something that I never thought of, but it is something that makes complete sense. Obi-Wan is beaten at this point. Vader straight up lifts him up and starts to drag him through the fire. Every single enemy that Vader has faced, he just wanted to kill, but not Obi-Wan Kenobi. He doesn't want Obi-Wan to die. He wants him to suffer. For the first time in the Disney Star Wars era, I wasn't looking at the typical Darth Vader. I was looking at an evil Anakin Skywalker. This was personal. The brutality of Vader in this series is fantastic, and I cannot wait to see what more they will do with him. Thank you everyone so much for watching another one of my videos. Don't forget to like the Claude Squad, and I will see you guys next time.